I wish I was born in Palestine or Ukraine. I mean, that kind of adversity builds character. Look at all the kids we have here nowadays. Men used to go to war. Unlike these people, I was actually born in the worst state on this planet. The state of financial freedom. You know why? You know what's worse than being poor? It's being rich. You don't know who's your friend. You don't know who likes you because of you. Everyone's just around you for the money. But when you're poor, you know the people who like you. In my many years of working with clients on their physical health, I've read hundreds of self-help and motivational books and gone through thousands of speeches and podcasts, which help me identify 3 major types of motivational gurus. You know what scares me about being wheelchair bound? The worst thing about being in a wheelchair is that people are just too nice to you. They're afraid to offend you, so they're just fake to you. What does accessibility mean? Type 1 is the old school Jim Rohn type, you know, chronicling the life and financial as well as economic successes and endeavors of people like Carnegie, the forefathers of capitalist success. You know, teaching you the mindset of accumulating wealth, doing so with some actionable advice. Sure, some of it detached from reality, some of it outdated nowadays, but nonetheless, good intentioned. If someone came to me and said, I'll give you $5 million right now, or I will teach you how you could possibly make $5 million, I would take the second option every single time. Type 2 are the Tony Robbins types. Loud, in your face, on stage with thousands of people applauding at their feet. These people usually focus on short-term motivational boosts. You know, the type you listen to on your way to the gym if you had a subpar start into your day and you need a pick-me-up. Very useful when they're not about to charge someone tens of thousands of dollars because they're telling them they could heal their speech impediment in 5 minutes or less. Look, it's easy. If you want to be rich, do what rich people do. Invest in property and diversify your investments. If you put $200K every single year into an escrow account, in 10 years, you won't have to work anymore. See, this is your problem. You're not solution-oriented. You keep coming up with problems instead of solutions. I just told you what to do step by step and you're still asking me questions. And then you have type 3. That's the type we're going to talk about today. These are the social media motivational gurus. The Andrew Taints, the Fish and Shits, the Belforts, the Queen Azulis, the Wes Sharmuta Watsons. Next to providing zero actionable advice, these gurus are not here to help you, nor do they recount their own success because usually they do not have any, especially in whatever field they're trying to motivate you in. All they do is speak to elevate themselves in relation to you. Think statements like, if you don't have XYZ, you're a lesser person than I am. Look, if you're not married by the time you are 30 and have kids, you are a waste of space. You are the waste of a human being. Are you married with kids? Why would you ask me that? What does that have to do with anything? No. Ironically, their financial success stems from telling people how to become financially successful. And of course, by selling you courses. Those tens and hundreds of millions of dollars net worth people always have a course for $30 they want to sell you. It's the fake it till you make it grift. Anyone who's read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, anyone who's watched even a single episode of Fresh and Fit will know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's literally 2 out-of-shape singles trying to teach you how to be a shredded family man. You can't make this shit up. Look, what do you call someone who loses? A loser. Take accountability just once in your life. Didn't you lose your fight like 2 days ago? Yes, but that's because God wanted me to lose. That was not for me. That was a teaching moment for my opponent. That had nothing to do with me. If I had fought harder, of course I would have won. That doesn't make me a loser. These people, they don't live their own advice. Heck, they barely even believe in it. But they do know which words, in which order, sound good. If you don't, think about it for too much. Look, single mothers are a walking red flag. Don't talk to them. Even more importantly, do not date them. They're all for the streets. They're all... There is a reason why they are single mothers. Doesn't your wife have 3 baby daddies? What does that have to do with anything I just said? You will instantly recognize these people by their ridiculous claims that seem like rage bait to anyone who has even a sliver of a brain in their head. Their followers are less fans and more stans. A cult, if you will. And the reason they do have followers is not because their followers are mentally challenged. Trust me, that was my first guess as well. But it's because they prey on your most common insecurities. The ones that everyone has. And instead of helping you with actionable advice, their strategy is making you feel perpetually less than they are. So you start believing that they have something to teach you. And that would be even somewhat mitigate it if they gave marginally useful advice, which they don't. Look, you want to know how to be successful? You gotta stop drinking tap water. Tap water is for peasants, for poor people, for losers. You will never be successful until you stop drinking tap water like a peasant and start drinking mineral water like successful people, like rich people. You gotta act like them so you can be like them. And you know what the biggest problem with that is? These people are not dumb per se. They know exactly what they're doing. They're following tried and tested techniques. It's like one branch of a government distributing highly addictive substances in their poorest population, while the other branch of the government declares a war on drugs. A sound tactic. Make the problem, sell parts of the solution, but never fully resolve anything. This is how you make money. This is how you stay on top. Needless to say, that is the most effective way of short-term success in the motivational industry, on the internet in general, because it generates clicks like nothing else, Their arrogance masks confidence being one of their main features. Yes, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Dude, psychology and philosophy professors will secure tenure just by analyzing what I have to say. Now, with 2026 right there, it's right there. Look, it's right there. Your feed will be filled with these people trying to siphon your hard-earned cash so they can cover their coke and prostitution addictions. Now here is some actionable advice. It is important that you remember, whenever their faces curse your screen, that you are indeed enough, nay, better than them. If not for your financial or physical success, at the very least for not being a scamming piece of shit and for not thinking that you're superior to everyone else just because you drive an expensive car while dodging child support checks like it's the plague. Instead of believing their words, I would rather you take mine to heart. You are way better off than social media will ever make you believe you are. You are way more important, way more valuable to people than you could realize. One thing you can be sure of, you do deserve to be loved, you do deserve to be accepted, irrespective of your financial, physical, or whatever status you attribute value to. They don't call comparison the thief of joy for nothing. With that said, since this is a fitness channel, if you have any fitness goals for 2026, let it be this. Try building a sustainable routine that you can follow for the rest of your life. Instead of, I want to build muscle, lose weight, be faster, stronger, etc., whatever. Sit down for like 5 minutes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, if I live to be 70, 80, 90, what do I want my quality of life to be like? And then, what do I need to change to get it there? And then, once you have that, you can even write it down. That's very helpful, usually. Implement it as slowly as you can. Consciously slow down your progress. That means only changing one small thing every 2 to 3 weeks. That might be reducing your calorie intake by 30 to 50 kilocalories at the maximum. That might be adding 200 steps to your daily walking regimen. That might be adding just 5 minutes of flexibility routines to your day-to-day life so you can put on your shoes and wipe your ass when you are in that age. Don't forget, tiny changes over a long period of time is the true foundation of sustainable success. If you can live by that, you will be so impressed at what you can achieve in one single year, because one tiny change every 2 to 3 weeks, that's like almost 30 changes a year, approximately. And by the time 2027 rolls around, you'll never have to make New Year's resolutions ever again, because your whole life is a resolution, built on the single, most foundational human experience everyone has: change. With that said, that's it for this year. This was more of a success than I could have ever imagined. We welcomed about 15,000 new subscribers this year. Welcome, thank you for joining us. And special thanks to the channel members, because I have no idea why you would be paying for something that I give for free, but I am grateful. More than I can put into words. As you might have noticed, I'm not good with those. And I hope you have a wonderful start into 2026. I hope you achieve pretty much everything you want, even before you know that you want it. And that this upcoming year turns out to be the best one of your life until the one after, which will be the next best one of your life. I love you all. I wish you all the best. Captain Cairo. Peace out.